Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Where were we at? Let's see, we're working on a real estate system, right? So where we left off, we were able to save that value. So when we join the game, let's just roll through it. Let's roll through it. We join the game. It recalls from the server the value. So we have to do two things. We have to load the value into the server, and then we have to transfer that value to the interface, right? Because we can't search the interface. We can't search the player from the interface. So we need to have that value stored somewhere on the server so we can access it. Oh, not your house, wrong house. So we activate that. Right, and then so if we go to the workspace and we go to the house and we go to the PC, you'll see here low cost, it has that value. And then if we go onto the player, let's see here, you'll see that's the same value. So we've already bought this. We don't want to buy it again, right? So now what we need to do is we're still connecting the buy function. We haven't focused on the sell function. All the sell function is going to do is you'll be able to sell it. You'll get money and experience, and then it'll just clear all these values from your inventory. It'll clear the 710 to 0 and make it as if you'd never purchased it. And then it'll save that. So it's pretty easy, that part of it, but we're still building the purchase side of the transaction side. And we have to code it, we have to find all that sort of stuff. So we want to now, when we press the button, that value goes to here, but we could also take the value, we can go insert object, and we could say int value, and we can call this low cost. And when we press the estate script, we could say UI dot what? Homes dot value equals this here. We could even just do that actually directly from the player. We don't even need that, I suppose. Yeah, you know what? We don't even need that. We can cast that directly from the player. So that's what that test was. So we can get rid of that. There we go. Okay, that's even better. That's even better. So now it loads directly to there. So now we want to say low cost in the buy button. So now for the buy button, we want to say if script parent dot oh, come on. My computer is doing something. It's doing something, and my keyboard is not working. If script.parent.lowcost.value is equal to 710, then do this. Else, let's see, else we could say script, no, we could say low cost. We could say low cost dot cheap condo dot low cost dot cheap Why isn't that coming up? Low cost dot want this. Dot text. Oh boy, is equal to already have. Something like that. So now we're just going to change the text to already have because we already have it. When you click on the button, if you don't have it, it'll say it'll buy it. So now if we press play, right, we're just going to roll through. We're just going to roll through the individual functions. I don't know what's going on. There's probably an update here for one of these things. Yeah, the first video there is long. This video won't be as long because we've already established the data saving and the values and that, how to make all that stuff. Nope. Now it's just retrieving and using the data. So, well, something's going on. It says unable to assign property. Oh, homes UI.homes. Oh, that's why it should be low cost. UI.lowcost.value. There we go. Okay, that solves that first one. Then it says value is not a member of low cost. Of course not, because we couldn't set the value. Okay, so that's why that didn't work. That was the only error? Yeah, that was the only error. Cool. Everything else works. Okay. Neato. So that way the text will remain already bought. If you click on it and try and buy it again, it'll remain already bought. And then what we want to do is we want to add into that little window how much money you're going to get and how much experience you're going to get. And then we need to set up a timer, which is going to count down. And every time it counts down, it's going to do some stuff. So that's what we need to build next. Oh, wrong house, wrong house. Value is not a member of UI. Oh, you know why? There's two of these. Get rid of that one right now because we're not using it. That's right. That's probably why it's giving me the error. It just finds the first interface, name that, and looks for those values. And if they're not there, that's it. That's why it's important when you're making multiple interfaces, you have to name them different things. So. Yeah, so let's say leaderboard loaded. I should have changed that to real estate loaded. We'll figure all that out, but we're still designing the system, right? So we activate that. We come over here. I should put that button right here. Now it says... value is not a member of low Value is not a valid member of scrolling frame. Oh. I see. I have to. So UI. Oh, I see. Probably have to go dot parent or something. Oh, hello. Come here. It took you over 5 minutes. Like, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Cat's like, nah. Then the minute you stop, he just jumps on you, scratches you. Hey, how come you're not grabbing me? Right? It's like, you know. What? Come here, then. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. See? Huh? No. You do what I say. I don't do what you say. You do what I say. Okay, so wait. The UI is what? Script up parent. Dot real estate. Yeah. But it says, there you go. It just scratches though. Yeah, that works too. Value is not. Come here then. Come on. Low cost. It's right there. It's int value. I wonder if it needs to be a number value. I don't even know. I wonder if it needs to be a number value. It says value is not a valid member of low cost. What is it? Come here then. Jeepers. I'm scratching my stuff. Come here and get some attention. There you go. There you come here. Now you're not gonna go away. Now I got you. The value is not. You know why? Probably because it clones it, and then it's not able to associate this value because it's cloned. So what we need to do is we need to take this function here and we need to put it here, and it's going to say, well, what's the UI? And we need to say, this is our estate script. We need to say script parent dot alpha. We need to name the, there we go, dot real estate dot value. Now that should work. All right, see, it's just different way of thinking about how to transfer that value. It didn't work down here because we had already cloned it. So we need to transfer the value and then clone it. Hopefully that will work. So that's why it's important first to try and get the value where it needs to go. Because once the value gets there, then we can use it, manipulate it, change it, whatever we want. But again, to save these values to the Roblox server, they have to be numbers. They can't be names or anything else, and that's why it can be confusing. Make sure you have a number system. Any transaction you want saved has to have its own number. What's going on here? Value is not a valid member of low cost. It's not. Oh, you see, its value is 0. See, that's what I'm wondering is. Oh, this needs to be reversed. Whoops. That's why. Right? We want to take this value and give it to this value. Whereas I was taking this value, which is nothing, and trying to give it to that value. See? Again, there were no errors in the code. We just had something backwards, so we need to look at it and go, okay, that's weird. Right, so in the last video, let's see, I fed my cat at the beginning of the video, and then right at the end, he started bugging me for more food an hour and a half later. Oh, it's too funny. Alright, so what do we got here? Oh, what's going on here? Line 12. Okay, so let's figure out a different way now. Let's figure out a different way. I can't, for some reason, it's not letting me, value is not a member of scrolling frame. Oh, you know why? Look, these are named the same. I'm so dumb. Low cost, number. There we go. Hey, that's probably better. The low cost on number. There, because see, it's looking for this here. I'm like scrolling frame, scrolling frame. Why is it looking for the scrolling frame? Oh, that's why. So that might even work down here, actually, now that I think about it. Now that I realize where the mistake actually was. Don't you be biting my hand now. Don't you be biting my hand. Yeah, buddy. Number one cuddles, huh? Number one scratches. Alright, so it worked that time. We got it. So now if I click on buy condo. Oh, are you kidding me? Now what's it saying? It says value is not a valid member of scrolling frame, right? Yeah, scrolling frame. Okay, there we go. So now we're able to chase it, and we're able to see the errors, and we're able to now that we know we have an idea of what we want, it makes it easier to solve the errors that come up. Right? This should be low cost number. Like that. Okay, now all we're trying to do is get it to print, hey, you already have that. As the text on the button, and it's not going to because it needs to be text like that. Like that, and I don't think is that, the text. Yeah, that's what we need to do. All right, let's save it again. Oh, it's still saving. No changes. I put the T in there. I changed a single line of code. Come on now. All right, so this is what we're doing now. So then that's how we're going to lock it down to whatever and whatever is by using those functions. And we're going to say if these conditions are correct, do it. If these conditions aren't correct, don't do it. So then if I do that, there we go. You see that? It says already have. Awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic. Now the cost, we can just write that into a number. And then of course, now we got to work on the view property and return to main menu, I guess, whatever you call it. So the return button. All right. Right now that we've done that, we can do the rest of these buttons. It'll be easy. Low cost dot cheap condo dot return RETRN, yeah, dot mouse button 1 down, connect function. All right, what do we want to do? I want to go script parent dot low cost visible equals false. Just something like that really quickly, then it just closes that window. And then that'll be the same for the medium one. It's just in this case, both of these buttons are actually going to be part of low cost. So you have your low cost, cheap, medium, expensive, then you have your medium cost, low, medium, high, and then you have your high end. I just figured that's a good way, whatever, you know, it's a good way of breaking it up, right? So then this will be the same thing. We could say low cost dot medium condo dot return dot mouse button 1 down, right? Connects. It's the same function, so we may as well write it now while it's fresh. And then we'll say script dot parent dot low cost dot visible equals false. And that way, when we show low cost, we can enter and exit. Now, as far as the unit price, we can change that to whatever. So the cost of this will be, let's say, 20,000, right? And then a medium, cheap one here, maybe this will be like 40,000. You know what I mean? And maybe the other one will be 60,000. And then of course there needs to be other perks, right? So when we take this, and we drag it all the way down, this is where we need to explain to the player what they're going to get for purchasing the property. So that can either be on the view property screen, or that can be below buy. Let's do this. Let's duplicate this. You know what? Let's get rid of that actually. Let's just make it text label. Duplicate that and we'll put it here. And it can be small, like that, and we'll duplicate that. There we go. And then it'll say, like this one here can say, like maybe 2,000 cash. 2000 every timer. Oops. All right, and then same with this one here. This can be maybe 100 XP. XP 900 XP every timer. Every timer. Okay, perfect. So now the timer. Let's duplicate this unit price to here, and this here can be the timer. Okay, and this will say time. We're going to change that. So, the timer can either be built into the interface, or it can be built on the server. So what we need to do now is we need to say, okay, so now let's think about this. What would be the next steps here? So we need to make a timer now. That's the next step, is we need to make a timer. Many different ways to make a timer. This is going to be just a simple way of doing it. So let's set a timer for, I don't know if these are seconds or ticks or whatever, it doesn't really matter. So we will call this functions. And in here, we're going to go insert object, a int value, and this is going to be timer. Okay, and that is going to, when we need a insert object, a bool value. This is like an on off, right? We'll say timer on. And then in our state script, we want to say, let's see, script.parent, script.parent, timer on value equals true, and then let's see. So when you spawn in the house, you need to activate this. There would be no cost to it, it's just restricted to experience, in order to get this timer to work so you can start to gain your rewards. I think that's a pretty decent system. So then what we need to do is the timer is what counts down to give us the rewards. So we either need, and then of course if you sell it, it's going to clear it. Well, we haven't done that part yet. So we'll probably need another script to go insert object. This will be our time script. We just call it time. And we will say while true, do, we'll just tell it to wait, whatever, just before it starts. And then we're going to say if script.parent timer on value equals true is equal to true, then what are we going to do? We can say else if we need this in here. How did I do that in this one here? Oh, that's right. Okay, so while it's going, and then I just said once the value is, okay, if the value is true, then what do we want it to do? Alright, so let's not worry about this part. Okay, so when they turn on the estate script, we need to set the value to, we need to say script parent timer value equals, we'll just set it to 1,000 for now, whatever. Okay, then what we need to do in our timer script is we need to say script parent timer value equals script, equals script script parent timer value minus 1, and then we're going to say if we copy that, we're going to say if the value is equal to 0 then. Is that what I did there on the timer? Yeah, perfect. So as soon as the value gets to 0, what do we want it to do? It could reset. We could reset the, we could say script dot parent dot timer dot value equals 1000. We could reset it again. Perfect. Now, so the next thing we need to do is we need to be able to update the interface with the timer. So we now need to be able to connect the timer to the interface. So I don't know what the best way to do this is. If it's just to write a script inside the timer, which picks up that integer while it changes, we could do that. We could try that. So where I have a system like that set up is in the buyer, where we have, is it this? Not that one. Not that one. This one here. I wonder if that'll need to be a local script. Yeah, probably. Okay, so I'll explain how this works. Let me explain how this works here. Basically, there's a function. It's called the update health function. There's probably a function called change integer. I should find out, actually. Let's find out here while we're writing this. So we come back over here just so I know where it is locally. And then in the timer, we're going to go insert object, a local script. We need a local script for this. Okay, so what it does is it looks for the value fuel, which it was actually supposed to be health, right? Script.parent.health. And then I guess we don't need the bar size. All we really need is the text label. That's it. That's all we need out of this. So we don't need that. We don't need this either. And we don't need this. So what it does is instead of update health, I think this could be update number. Integer, I don't know. It's update health right now, but this could be anything. Update integer, I think it is, because we're getting property change signal, right? So, what we need to do is we need to find this value, and it is going to be right now this is saved as Bay A, which is the house, but it's going to be player.name's house. So we need to find that. How are we going to find that? Through the local script. It's homes, right? That's the one that we're using? Yeah, okay, so we need to say local name equals script parent, oh boy, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 dot homes, yeah, dot value. So we need to say fuel equals should be game.players dot workspace find first child. No, we'll say wait for child, and then it's gonna be wait for child name. Let me do this. I think that's right. So now that we found the house, then we need to say it's in dot house dot pc dot functions dot timer functions dot time. Oh, come on. Value. Oh boy. All right. So let's see if that's gonna work. Right, because when we press the button, it changes the name of the house to our house. Then we go over and we open up the interface. Then it loads the scripts. The script is going to look for the house. It's going to look for that integer. I hope I said script.parent, but I may not have. Let's see. Let's just see how far we get with this. Oh, there we go. We got somewhere. Attempt to conjugate instance with string. Timer local script. Line 5. Fuel. Instance with a string. Yeah, that's an int value. Okay, I need to look at the other script again. So we need to look for this one. Nope, not the local script. Oh yeah, see, it's not the value because the property change signal is the value. Okay, so in here we just need to say the timer, and that's it. All right, let's see if that works. Because what the function does is the function finds it, and then in the quotes there where we have written value, it finds that part of it. It finds that property of the thing that we're looking for. And if the property name is value, then it looks for that value. That's what it's doing. And then when it changes, it should update the text there where it says timer every time it changes. So as it's counting down, we should be able to see in real time. It count or real time, whatever. We should be able to see the number going down. See, but it's saying the same thing. So this might take a minute. So we don't need the timer. We don't need the player added. We don't need that right now. We might still need the functions. I don't think we do actually. Still with line 5, huh? Wait for child. Oh, is it? It's the whole thing about the name again, isn't it? That didn't have to say find first child. All right, there's something here that's missing. Let's see if we can figure this out. Script parent custom text. No, that's going to be script parent custom text. We'll get an error there next, but we can't get past here. That we're just looking for the value. That's all we're trying to do with this. We're just trying to find the value. So if the name homes.value would be, I wonder if I can search it like that. Unless there's another timer. Hold on, let's see. There's time, there's timer on, and there's timer. And that's it. Oh, then this obviously is going to be script.parent. Text label should be script.parent.text. And then when the function goes, it should say text label equals fuel.value. But the fuel.value we're not able to find. So let's see. It's Bay A here. Let me see if I'm connecting the right dots. Let's just see. It has to do with that name again. I'm sure of it. Local names equals, right? I think that's where it's giving us the error. Let's see. Is it this one here that we had to give the... There, local, blah, blah, blah. I think we have to do the same thing here. Yeah. Script parent to parent to parent dot homes dot values. That's where it is. But I wonder if instead of putting this here, let's see, if I X that and I put that in the function, and then if I X this and we put that into the function, oh no, we can't do that. So we need to have the local for this. That should work. Text label dot text, which we already have that there. Script.parent.text. This should be fuel.value. We just need to find fuel, and it's saying, I don't know where it is. Game.workspace. We could say find first child. Let's try find first child. Timer. Let's see if that's it. Because it'll be .home.house. .pc. See, there should be a CT there. Ah, see that? There you go. That's good old the keyboard. When I bought the USB keyboard, the wireless keyboard, I thought I'm not going to be doing this kind of stuff. I'm just going to be using it for checking my emails and whatever. And here I am having all kinds of issues because this wireless keyboard. I should have plugged in the other one. That's what I should have done. All right, so we activate that. There we go. Activate that. No, it's still saying the same thing. Ooh, already have it though. That's beautiful. Where are we at here? Holy cow, another 45 minutes. Problem solving. Takes time to solve problems. Why? Why? Just making sure at this point. Holy. So, they gave me the same error twice. Attempt to conjugate instance with string. It's that. Find first child, name. Yeah, it's not unfortunately going to be able to work this way. I'm not going to let it work this way. If it was in the workspace, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it doesn't like this. Maybe this here. Oh no, if I put it inside the function, it's going to give me the error down here that it doesn't know what it is. So we have to find the value. Wait, maybe it's just not. Let me just see what's going on here. There's more dots that need to be connected. Worst case scenario, I just build the timer in the interface, which is, that's the same thing really. Okay, let's see. So this house is Bay A, but then when I activate it, it turns into my home. So when I interact here, oh, cat, come on now. Come here. You want? I was plucking mice for him earlier, and he just lays there. You stop, and he's like, "Okay, now you gotta play." Let's see. Let me see here. What's going on here? Yeah, see, we just have name. It'll find the name. That works. So that should work. I should be able to write it. Oh, but see, dot user ID. So that was what I'm wondering about. It's this. We could find the name of the person. Should still work the same. What? Not the player added. Sorry, player the respawn handler. Yeah, that should work. But it doesn't, so I don't know why. It's not working, but it's not working. So we need to find a different I need to find a different way to find this value then. Let's see, real estate, low cost, timer. So the other thing we can do is we can look at the other script, the local script that was disabled. But it's the same thing. See, it was done internally, and that's why it's able to get it. So it just can't find the value that way. Oh boy. So that means we have to make it internal. Why? That? Oh, is that it? Oh, did you got pause? Okay, come on then, come on. I gotta go here for you. Alright, so we have to make this. Oh boy. Okay, so then we have to change this around. Show and explore. Okay, where are we here? Holy moly. Too much stuff is open. Okay, so this is where we're at. We have the timer. So then we need to get rid of this timer. And then that means that when the timer on, we need to get rid of that value as well. And then we need to insert that into here. Insert object, bool, on, time on, and then we need to insert object, a int value, and this needs to be timer. Just like that. Okay, perfect. So then we're going to say script dot parent dot timer dot value. Hey, there we go. Cool. Okay, now that it should really just be that simple. And then we don't need this here. It should be that simple. So now what we have to do, we don't need that script. We need to change the estate script because now we need to change this to UI. Because now it's in the UI. So when we get the interface, that was pretty easy. When we get the interface, it should just start. Knock on wood. Well, what time is it anyways? Every hour, every hour. Meow, meow, meow. And then he buries it, right? It's so funny. All right. Oh, you're right. I messed up somewhere. Go and wake up the kid there. Time. Show and explore. Oh, this script needs to be on here now, actually. And this needs to be a local script. Insert object, local script, and then we need the time. In here. And this is going to be our time. Our time count script. Okay, we get rid of that. Boom, done deal, done deal, done deal. What else? What else? But this is part of it, right? This is part of it. When you change the system, we have to build it to see if it's going to work. And if we can't succeed, then we have to change our approach. Try a different route. If that doesn't work, try a different route. So as you can see, it's that's why I say, the planning that it takes to make a 1 hour video, you just don't know what you're going to run into in that time. You think it's going to work one way, and then you build it and you realize, okay, it's not going to work. Now I have to rethink how this is going to go. So the timer should now be internal, which means it's highly exploitable, but whatever. Whatever. So a bunch is happening now. That button still works, so that makes me happy. Okay, what's going on here? Timer on is not time on. Time on. Line 7. Timer dot local script. Line 7. Yeah, text label dot text. What is it? Attempt to index number with value. Oh. That'll fix that error. And then timer on, it's not timer on, it's actually time on. So that should fix this while. There we go. Hopefully, fingers crossed, for the millionth time. Yeah, so I mean, this is it. We're again, like I said in the last video, we're designing code. We're engineering code. We're doing it. This is what it looks like. Data engineering. Why? Why you do this? Oh man, that time count. Line 3. It's time on. If script dot parent dot time on. Script dot parent dot timer. Script.parent.timer. Script.parent.timer. Okay. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Oh, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Gotta say no to the boo-earns. No to the boo-earns. Come on now. We can do this. We can do this. Already. Looking good. So we changed the name of the house over, which lets us log into our real estate panel. Oh, where's this? Why is that not? It's probably working, but it's not updating. Let's see here. So it's working probably. Yeah, the timer's counting down, but it's not updating the text. Alright, so why isn't it updating the text? I wonder if it's script.parent.text. Yeah. Equals. I wonder if we do this and we do dot text. And we do that equals fuel.value. Can we get away with that? Let me see. Let's check here in this one. Yeah, that's how we have it here. We have it listed as .text in here. And now we have it listed as .text in there. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes it's a lot more complicated than that. Right, this is how we're going to give rewards to the player. Every time the counter counts to 0, it's going to give rewards to the player. And then we'll have to check to see if it's going to reset itself after this. All we're doing now is designing the timer. That's it. Will it count down? So it does. Now it needs to cast that value to the .text. And hopefully it does while it's counting down. Yes, there we go. Okay, so the counter finally, it is counting down. It is counting down. Excellent. We made it. We made it. Why do I say it's exploitable? Well, you could probably, with a third-party app, change that value. But anyways, we'll just leave it at that. That's why sometimes if it's on the server, it's safer to do it, but it's hard to do it this way. You got to think differently. And I don't know that much about it. So. All right, so that's the way we've done it. We've created our timer, finally. So our timer's in the functions, right? Nope. Our timer, okay. So we can set the value to like 20. And then in the time count script, the while true script, so after it gets to 20, it should reset it to 20. Let's just see if it does that first. So now we can start to play around with the timer. Now that we've built it finally and it works, we can now play with it and see what it will do for us. What happens when it reaches 0? Can it reset itself and continue to count down? if that's the case, we can then add more lines of code to what happens when the value equals 0. I'm hoping that it's at that point where we can say, give the player the reward. Hoping, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So it's going to count down, and then it should reset to 20. And then what we should try and do is see if it'll print a value down here as well. Just, oh, look at that. It started counting down again. Perfect. So now let's see. It's starting to count down. We have the name of the player. Let's see if we can give ourselves a little reward here for our efforts now. Okay. So then we can say local players equals script.parent.homes.value. We can say game dot players, find first child players, and then we can say dot leader stats dot cache dot value equals plus 10. We'll just make it a small value for now because we're testing it. We don't want to go too overboard. So let's see if that works. Every 10 seconds we can give ourselves cash. So then if that works, then you can add experience, you can add whatever, and then you can change the amounts. And this is where we get into the buying, right? And then when we sell it, it just turns that value to off. So the timer to off. But what we also need to do is we also need to tie these functions to the 710 value, right? Do we have the house or not? If we do, then the timer will start, right? So that's another part. There's a little bit more code that still needs to be written here, so just bear with me. And we'll get there. We're really, really close and we'll get there. So it's counting down. Let's see where we're at anyways. Not bad. This will be another hour and a half. We're counting down. Oh, and then we'll have to see if we get 10. No, we didn't. Attempt nil with leader stats. All right, well, we can end this one here, and that'll be in the next video, giving value to the player and just continuing to test this out. I just think that that's however we did this. So you just got to go back into your code and just look how you did that. Right, game.players, find first child's name. So we could make this name just so it's not so confusing. Game.players, find first child name. Yeah, .leader stats .cache .value. Let's see. Maybe I spelled that part wrong. I could have. I very well could have. Or I'm not able to do this from the local script. If I can't do this from this script, Then what we have to do is we have to tell it to fire server to the function script, and then from the function script we have to give the value to the player from there, and that's how that would work. So I mean, 6 in one, half dozen in the other. All right, this will be the last part, and then this will be the end of this video here. All right, we'll see what happens here. No, no, we can't do it from the script. No, it won't let us do it from the script. So we have to tell it to fire server. Instead of doing it this way, we have to say oh, is Holmes the hold on a second here. Oh, Holmes is that. Oh, no wonder it's not working. No wonder it's not working. Okay, let me see here a second here. I thought that was the name of the player. It's not. We're doing it by low cost number, right? Oh yeah, didn't I try and do it? I did try and do it that way and it didn't work. Yeah, okay, anyway, so then what we need to do is we need to say we need to get rid of this here. And we need to say this. Okay, so it resets it to 20. And then we need to say script.parent.homes, script.parent.homes, fire server, and then we'll say reward. Just like that, okay? And then in our function script, we can say if variable is equal to... See, I try and do it a different way if I can, and I try and go as far as I can, and then it's like, okay, that's not going to work. Well, let's go back to the basics then. Then we want to do just like this, same thing, except we'll take, we'll go to our player added script, because we need the p call from there. Player added here, what do we need? We need the cache one. And then we need to say, we need the value of the player. And then we need to say dot leader stats dot cache dot value value equals plus 10. And then value. And now we need a local for cache. Just like that. But in this case, we can do that. Alright, so let's see if that's going to work. So we're just writing it out as a variable, that's all. So now when it fires reward, and it'll save it, cache champs. Oh, but we need to say set async. We need to say set async, and then we need to say cache champs, and then what is the value that we want to save is that value, right? You have to say this is the variable that it saves under, and this is the value that it saves. So if we could brute force this through, then when we press the sell button, it just undoes everything that we just wanted to try and change. And that's it, right? Timer's reset, timer's at 0. So that'll be the next video. We'll tie it all together. When you sell the building, what happened? All right, so it's counting down. Hopefully it gives us $10. No. Oh, what's going on? Fire server. Oh. Fire server is not a valid member of object value. Oh my goodness. Homes, fire, server. No, not that one. Is that the same? Oh, and it's probably not homes, is it? Is it, yeah, script.parent.homes.value. Okay, we don't need that one. What do we look at? This one here? No. This one here. Oh, do I need to say homes.value? Ah. I do. That's why. That's why. There we go. Well, it's these are the unknowns, right? Okay. Okay, this we are getting there. Hopefully we're getting there. All right. Cat, it's getting late. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, look at that. It loaded though. It loaded. Line 44. It says can't be converted into a number. Yeah, you see how it's written backwards? You see that? It should say data. It's funny how it's just in how we have to write it. That was the only error it gave. Try one more time. All right. I guess this is kind of a game in a game in a game, really, when you think about it now. Oh, hopefully it's going to work this time. Please work this time. Oh, look, it saved. It gave me $10 and it saved, even though it had the error. Nice. Exploiting already. But we don't want to have any errors. We want it to function. Yeah, look at that. No errors. Yeah, cool. So hopefully you've followed all along and you've done very, very well. And you've been able to keep up to all the changes. And now you have a timer that updates on a screen. Cool, look at that. Every count, it gives me rewards. So we can do this XP, we can do this now. Now we're able to tie all sorts of values to this timer. And that's kind of the power of something like this, right? So you could have either a timer here, or it could even just be a script that plays in the replicated storage or in the server storage. It counts down, or it could be like some games have a paycheck. So it could sit here in the interface, and then every time it counts down, the paycheck comes down, and you see it, and it has a value, and then it goes away, and then your leader stats count up. This is basically how they do that. It's the same sort of system. Cool. So in the next video, we'll go over what happens when you sell it, the view property button, and I like that. Look at that. Uh-oh. What happened there? What is going on? Oh, I see. I see. Okay, and then we gotta say script, parent, not frame, dot visible equals true, and we gotta do that down here. Okay, perfect. So this, I'm just kind of finishing off the main. Cool, just the main part of it. All right, now we're ready. We're finally ready to start scripting more. So this one here needs to be visible in it. Okay, that was weird. It disappeared. I don't know why it wasn't supposed to delete. And then it didn't clone it again. So I'll have to look at that. There was an error there in the function in the button. But that'll be for another video. It's been a long day. I planned this out and I thought, this can't take very long. Yeah, right. It will be another hour or so easily working on it before it's even remotely close. I see. So this. It's not in the starter UI. Oh no, it's in the players. Yeah. So this one here should be, let's see, if I go return to main screen, yeah, there we go. There we go. Perfect. That's what I wanted to check out. And then, of course, the script that gives me the money. Awesome. Well, again, I hope you have enjoyed these videos. And if you focus to the very end, congratulations. I guess in a nutshell, that's how you build a timer and tie it to a reward system. So in the next video, we'll expand on that and we'll just continue on, because now what we can do is we can add different levels, different tiers of property the player can buy, which can give the player different rewards, and that will take us into another aspect of the game. Maybe it's the only way you can gain levels. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out and see where we want to take it. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. You all are awesome, and I will see you all in the next one.